And here's a quick tip for you. I got my simple green out. I brought my container here, and you just put a little bit of that in there and fill the rest up with water. Okay, there's my simple green. I brought that with me for a couple different reasons. I'm gonna wipe down the top edge and the inside groove of where the paint is, the caulking is, along the edge in the kitchen, and I'll probably do the same thing right here in the bathroom along this edge, maybe the top edge, probably the top edge of the bathtub enclosure. After I pull the curtain rod down and stuff, I'll probably wipe the top of the light fixture, because I've decided to leave that light fixture alone. Okay, and then in here, see, I got everything ready for the closet, and I'm gonna wipe down the top of this closet shelf because it's gonna be all dusty, all dirty. You don't want to put paint just over the top of that. And if this was white baseboard, if I was going to be repainting the baseboard and all that kind of stuff, I would wipe the baseboard top edge off. In fact, I might take a look at that anyways, in case there's lots of dust. This is where the bedroom was, obviously, where the bed was pushed right up against there. I'll probably do a quick wipe on that. I might just wipe down the top edge of the baseboards, because I'm going to have to cut the new paint in down to the top edge of the baseboard. And then the wall heaters, I'll wipe the top edge of that, probably wipe the top edge of the window trim, wipe the top edge of the door trim, the door trim, and that kind of thing, okay? Same thing out here. Top edge of the door trim, top edge of the door trim, top edge of the door trim. I'm going to take that cover off. I'll wipe the top edge of that. I'll wipe the top edge of the baseboards off. Do all that kind of stuff, because then when you get ready to get your paint down there and your cut-in brush down there, last thing you want is for your cut-in brush to start getting gummed up or having some hair on it, some lint on it. And every time you're trying to cut in your baseboard, you hit something right there, and your finished paint doesn't want to go on, and it sticks to your cut-in brush and all that. Just do yourself a favor. Spend a little bit of extra time wiping things down where you know you should, okay? And that's why I have my simple green here. I got my bucket here. I've got a sponge here. I've got some water in there. I can rinse that out, and see how I set up the bedroom? How's that look? Okay, I took all the stuff out of the closet and stacked here. These are the nightstands. I slid the nightstands back because I was going to put the doors. Initially, I was going to put the doors in the other room, but I didn't have it. I didn't have any room, so I put them in there, stood them up, put those things there, and see. So now I've got all this area open to get ready to paint. Here's all the rest of the bedding stuff that was on the bed. Here's the bedding stuff that was inside the closet. My closet pole I just shoved right down in between there. Isn't that way better? Don't you think I'm about ready to do the painting after I wipe everything down, after I take the cover plates off? I've got to take that blank plate, or that plate off where the old smoke alarm used to be, because I'm going to be replacing with a new one. Okay, so I'm going to take that off and get all my stuff ready. That's my next things that I'm going to do. Then I can start taking down the rest of the stuff in here, and I'll show you a couple other little things that I check on prior to getting the paint out. Okay, I've still got some other things to do. Remember, I told you I'd slide the bed over here. Well, I've got the big mattress in there. Man, that was hard to do by myself. I've got the table there, the other stand that was there over here. I pulled this away. I didn't even disconnect the TV. I left the TV with all the cables. Let's get you in here. There's not much light in here. Oh, come on. Here we go. Okay. I just left all that stuff. And all I did was unplug that. I took a picture of that to make sure I remember, and then I just pulled this out far enough that thing was heavy too. I couldn't slide it over. I couldn't slide it over any further without disconnecting all these wires. I didn't want to do that. Plus the cable TV wires coming in here. And I just thought I'd leave that alone. Just pull that out of the way. I'll put my drop right through there. And I figured out how to take these down. I still gotta work on that. But see, I got all this all moved, all slid over there. I got a pathway in here, and I'm getting close, man. But I still got a few more things to do. Obviously, I got to take pictures down, the handles, the handrails down, and all the stuff here in the bathroom. One step at a time. And is there a right or wrong place to start? No, not really. I just know I have to have all of this stuff taken care of before I get into my paint. So one step at a time. I could be working in there, but I thought, nah, just get the simple green out. And at least I'll do the, I wanted to do the shelf in case I forgot. Now, once I do the shelf, since I was talking, it gave me the idea to wipe down the baseboards, the top of the trim on the door casings and window casing, and so I'll wipe down all the other stuff in this room, take the cover plates off, and so that I can start moving along. And then I say, okay, I've got everything ready in there with my simple green. Okay, where else do I need my simple green and all that kind of stuff, and just keep moving along one step at a time. That's how we're gonna get the job done. Okay, I wiped all that down. I wiped the tops down, and here's something else. Before you get out of a room, I wiped down all the baseboards too, and I'm glad I did that. I used the scouring side of my sponge first, and then took the other side and rinsed it off. Had my water bucket here, rinsed that off, sprayed it on with that. Then if there's any smudges on the walls, I'll try to take my simple green and spray on there, and you'd be surprised what types of smudges you can get off with simple green with the scouring side, and then kind of wipe that down. I did that a little bit extra in the closet. I did it around the light switch coming in the door, and where else did I do it? Around the bed, the nightstands, and that'll take off some of that dirt and grime. And see, I don't have any primer with me, or else I would go the extra mile and put primer over dark edges. But when I get ready to paint, what I'll do is, when I first come in a room, I'll look at the room and I'll hit any black marks that I see first. You see what I mean? And then I'll start painting with the roller on one wall, come around, and by the time I get to where the marks are and that kind of stuff, those marks will be dry. That paint will be dry before painting the rest, and then I'll basically have 2 coats of the finished paint over that. Do you see what I mean? And I could go through the entire condo first and check all that stuff out on the eggshell areas. On the flat walls, I would do the eggshell. And semi-gloss is not going to be, I wouldn't put eggshell as a touch-up. I would just do the same thing with semi-gloss where the semi-gloss is. You see what I mean? And so then you'll know that you've done the best that you can do. That's it. That's all you can do. That's all you can do is the best you can do, right? Okay, so I wiped everything off. I've got everything pretty much ready in here, other than my cover plates, and I'm off working in the next room. But I just wanted to kind of touch bases with that, because, and plus before I get ready to paint, then I've got to decide certain things. Like I took a picture down here, and it's like, do I want to take this off, or do I want to just leave it? And I might just leave it if it's been painted and stuck to the wall. If I know another picture's going right there, the same one, I might just leave it. I've noticed there's a hairline crack going up there. I might end up caulking that. I'll probably caulk that. And I'll check different little areas to see if I need to caulk anything. And on this wall, I saw a little goober right there. And you know, sometimes you'll see little spray texture nibs that you can say, oh, see that? I'll just scrape that off with the putty knife before I start painting. Same thing with that. You know, so I'll walk around and kind of look at it. Here's the depression right there. See that? I might put a little caulking over that. You know, not right before I paint, but like tonight, before I go to bed, so that the caulking and whatever I do will be dry for the next morning. You see what I mean? And then I'll just kind of do a check. I've already kind of done that, and I didn't see anything major. But once everything's out of your room, trust me, if you start looking, and you'll find different things. Like I can see a little depression here. Here's some nail heads. Boom, boom, boom. There's a stud right there. I don't know if I should even touch that. I might just leave that alone. But I could take my construction light in here if I really wanted to be particular, you know, and shine it at an angle on the walls. And if I want to do anything, see, here's a little dimple right there. See right there? I could take some spackle there. I could take some caulking there. See, I'm probably going to just do caulking. If I do spackle, then I would have to put 2 coats of paint on there, or else it's going to flash. With caulking, you're less likely for it to flash. You know, I got some white caulking with me, and see, here's another. You can't really see that; it's kind of dark in here, but there's a depression in here. It's like somebody used a hammer, and they hit the wall there, and then they didn't patch it before they painted. Oh, it's just things like that. Here's a little spot. Here's a little spot. That's right at eye level, going out the door. And I can just quickly scrape that with my putty knife and be done with it. So, you know, different things like that. Just it's all up to you. How good of a paint job do you want?